everyone, welcome to this update video. We're going to be taking a look at what is going on across the North Atlantic Basin and of course that next area to watch for development, which is the Caribbean. So there are those trends continuing in terms of seeing something potentially form in the Southwest Caribbean and make its way maybe up to the north or the northeast. So we're going to be taking a look at that in today's video. Now, as we look at the satellite imagery though, we can see that there's that frontal system out there, and there's also a couple of tropical waves propagating across the North Atlantic Basin. But as we zoom into the Caribbean, we can see this cluster of showers and thunderstorms towards Central America, parts of Belize, the Keys, maybe bringing some showers to the Bay Islands of Honduras as well and affecting other territories. And elsewhere, though, there isn't anything major going on, but there's some early morning shower and thunderstorm activity in parts of eastern Jamaica. So you can let me know what's been going on in your area. Now we're going to be taking a look at the rainfall forecast. Here we go. So with that frontal system in the area, that's likely to help to enhance the rain in parts of northern Hispaniola and even for eastern Cuba. In sections of Jamaica, there could be some downpours as well, especially in the east. And for the rest of Cuba, central to western Cuba, and even for parts of the Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, and Florida, it's unlikely that there's going to be any major rainfall activity today. But then as we head to Central America, as I mentioned, there's quite a bit of activity there. So maybe rainfall amounts up to 3.5 inches of rainfall activity in total. So for parts of Mexico, Belize, the Keys, the Bay Islands of Honduras, sections of Guatemala, northern Honduras, eastern Nicaragua, going to sections of Costa Rica, Panama, it's likely to be quite active. Similar story for the offshore islands of San Andres and Providencia. For the Cayman Islands, there may not be a whole lot of rain, but some showers could definitely be in the area today. Colombia should also be active in some areas. Similar thing for some spots in Venezuela. Maybe not as much action for the Guyanas, but there could definitely be some rain today. ABC Islands, much not expected. For parts of the Lesser Antilles, especially the Windward Islands, there could be some passing showers, maybe a stray heavy downpour here and there. But then further north, going to the Leeward Islands from around Guadeloupe northward through Anguilla, we see that there's barely any color at all in that area, so it's likely to be pretty dry today. And as we head to the Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, there could be some showers around. So that is what is anticipated as it pertains to rainfall activity for the next day. But in terms of seeing developments, we have been talking about the Caribbean for a while and the trends continue. So it's been several days since, especially the GFS model has been pretty consistent about something forming in the Caribbean. So we're going to be taking a look at the ensembles, Escawanta, Euro, and here we can see. So something new that I've noticed as well is the model is expected that another airflow pressure may form just to the north of the eastern Caribbean islands. And if something forms in the western Caribbean, then it could interact with that system. So that's all going to be dependent on the setup, though, as we're going to be heading into the next several days. But we definitely see those members expecting that we could see something trying to get itself together in the Caribbean, and then we could see something else north of the Eastern Caribbean trying to form. And in terms of the GFS members, we're seeing somewhat of a similar story here. GFS expecting something to form in the Southwest Caribbean, make its way mostly up to the north. Let's take a closer look. Here we can see a lot of these tracks taking the system within the vicinity of Jamaica, maybe Hispaniola, Cuba. So there are quite a few possibilities on the table at this point. And it's not impossible to see development in this general area. Matter of fact, this is where we want to watch at this time of year in terms of seeing development, because in the Gulf and even out there in the main development region, it usually gets a little bit more hostile. So the Caribbean is normally that little favorable pocket where we could see some development take place. And I mean, the waters are very warm. There's a lot of heat energy there to fuel these systems, and with the upper level winds being favorable and a lot of moisture in the mid and low levels of the atmosphere, then that creates an ideal environment for tropical development to take place, and of course with limited land interaction as well. So there are definitely those trends continuing. So as we're going to be heading into the new week, go into the end of the week, that is when things could get pretty interesting. Maybe from around the midweek, that airflow pressure may form around the middle of the coming week, but going to the latter part of the week and even into the following week as well is when things are likely to get pretty interesting in the Caribbean region. So we'll see what eventually happens, and of course development is all going to be dependent on how conducive the environmental conditions are. Again, very warm surface waters there. So we'll see what eventually goes on as we head into the next couple of days. And of course, guys, I'll be keeping you posted as necessary. So that's essentially it for this video. Just wanted to bring to your attention the fact that the trends are continuing, and of course the rainfall activity expected today. And also as it pertains to the plethora of rain for parts of Central America, that could even result in some periods of flooding. So if you should encounter any floodwaters, please stay safe and do not take any unnecessary risks. But that's it for right now, guys. I'll continue to keep you posted as necessary, and I hope you found this update to be informative. But if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I will get to you when I can, and remember to always be weatherwise.